Arcade when it was wide open. It was great for developers to jump in. You guys mentioned the iPhone. Used to be great for developers to jump in. Now the market's flooded. Facebook games right now still relatively open. If we're looking at forward trends, what should we expect next?
Yeah, well, I'll say if you want to, if you got in on the XBLA like when it first launched, then your golden iPhone launch titles, they're golden. Even the iPad, basically whoever could port their game the fastest won. And I know a few friends that were at each other's throats because one guy launched his game before the other guy could finish a bug fix or something. Yeah, so I mean, getting in when the market's new is definitely what you want to do, and identifying new markets when they come up is key. That said, I would Facebook has not been tapped yet. It is. There's been a few big hits by, two companies?
Yeah, it's 3 companies.
Yeah, 3 companies. Like, it's so small right now, and I mean, there's so many ways to monetize it, and there's only one option that's even been explored yet, which is that kind of microtransaction-y thing. There could be a whole other payment model, like no one's tried a pay-to-unlock Facebook game yet. No one's even tried it. So, I mean, if it hasn't even been tried yet, it's a huge market, it's wide open, it's just starting. There's even a market for Twitter-based games. So, I mean, definitely look forward, don't look back, don't try to repeat other people's success, manufacture your own.
Yeah, if you're seeing articles in your newspaper about, gaming's really hot on this device, that the dude who wrote that is 50. And
if it hits a newspaper, it's too late.
Yeah, the ship sailed about 3 years ago, so don't even try. So I'll put out Android. I don't know if anyone has an Android phone. Yeah, cool. Marketplace sucks though, right?
Oh yeah, I got a free Nexus One from GDC, and I'm willing to spend a few $100 or something on various games and download them all onto my phone. I can't find a single one that I want. I can't find one.
There's nothing.
So as soon as one of you puts one of those games on there that actually looks cool,
and here's how easy it is. Here's how easy it is. So Flash CS5 has a big blinking, I was telling a few of you about this, a big blinking make Android button. Have you used this? This is amazing. Right? So I hooked my phone in, and this is, so the one hurdle is the phone's like, I don't know, the Nexus one's like $575. They charge me $75 coming across the border, give me a break. But, so it might be a little bit of a barrier to get the device. This guy's got the hookups, you can buy these devices. So you jack the device in the computer, you cuff up Flash, a game that you've already made, and open it up, hit the Make Android Go button, and you hold up your phone and it's shining like a beacon of awesomeness on your face. That's how easy it is. And I'll show. I got my Android phone with me, so I'll show you guys after this a Flash game that we put on. It took us 2 seconds. So once that's released, and it should be hopefully soon, fill that market with awesome stuff because it's nothing but not awesome right now.
Couple more questions. Okay, Jacob.
Still in the middle, you mentioned a game title earlier, Chainsaw Zombie Hookers?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Is that a game that's already made, patent pending, or did somebody sneak that idea?
The sequel is called The Boobining. No, but what I joke about Chainsaw Zombie Hooker, but really, if you got to know your audience, and if you're making games for Congregate, I'm finding that. I don't know if you've ever tried to put a game up on Newgrounds, but Newgrounds is all like 16-year-olds making porn for 16-year-olds in Flash. Like it's terrible. I hate it. But if you're not playing to the audience, if you put up like Barbie Flip-A Match game, you're just gonna get completely. I had a 3D Flip-A Match game based on a Bible story that I put up there, and I got chewed. It wasn't a very good game, all right, but fine. But yeah, I just totally got chewed up there. So, but what they're finding now, another thing you might not know about is on Congregate, they're doing these little experiments with really super casual MMOs and RPGs. And usually I caution students to never, ever follow the siren song of RPGs because there's just so much effort and time poured into them. And
hear that?
You never finish. Just don't ever do it. But what they were finding was the people who somehow magically were able to finish, because they asked this guy's mom for $1 million, they were somehow able to finish, and those games do really well with microtransaction stuff. So they realized that guys and girls like us may not have the resources or the ability to make games like that. So what Motion Media did, they just got bought out by some crazy Japanese company or Chinese company, and the Chinese company said, all right, you put up 10 million bucks. So they got this fund, they put up 10 million bucks to get over that investment hurdle of building a slightly larger thing. They found that multiplayer games do really well too, but like those are a complete nightmare to develop. So they'll put up cash, and they haven't been specific, it's on a case-by-case basis. But if they want to invest in you, you can build a larger experience, and that's what they find is getting them more microtransaction money, and of course they get a cut of any microtransaction that's going on. Oh, were they? Yeah, Moshi was supposed to be here. They're cool people.
Yeah, they're-
One more question. Gordon?
You mentioned the really easy turn into Android or turn into iPhone kind of stuff. Is there any sort of reverse method of that? 'Cause, I don't know much AS3, but I'm into a lot of actual programming.
I don't think there is, because Flash programming is it's a different beast.
Yeah, it's not C-based, but the Objective-C stuff is all C-based. But your assets, I mean, there's nothing saying you can't throw your assets in Flash.
Yep, no, that's very true. Yeah, you can just grab any of the assets and port them over. Porting code is more of a chore than an actual, I don't know, a job or a difficult thing. It's just something that, I mean, if you want to do it, you just buckle down and do it. If you have to change your code line by line, so be it. It's just a thing. If you want to port it, it can be done. It's going to be annoying.
But here's something, if you don't want to go through the annoyance, and Colin from Fantastic Contraption figured this out with the sequel. He didn't want to be arsed with building the sequel, pardon me, but so he just said, all right, I'll take a cut of whatever you make, you go do it, right? So you can do that with your Objective-C code. There are port houses in Canada, and especially if you go to like Singapore, you just say, hey Singapore, port my game, you do whatever you want with it, and you put it on other devices and give me a cut if you don't want to be bothered, right?
Yeah, you don't even have to go overseas. There's a lot of independent developers, other students, things like that, that specialize in one or the other, or both. They're bilingual in code. And they'll do it for anywhere from 30 to 50% of the profit, of the proceeds. And if the game flops, well, who cares? It's no skin off your back, free money otherwise.
So pretty much if you want it to be on the web, you should make it that way to begin with, kind of deal.
I think so.
We've made a couple of pieces of software this year that would be cool in a web browser, but they're just not, they're made in C++ and whatnot, so.
Yeah.
Okay, one more, and Brian?
Just out of curiosity, what do you guys think about Unity just in general, in terms of?
There's this book that I can recommend.
Is it next gen?
The thing about Flash, programming within the IDE in Flash is kind of like, I don't know, like Visual Basic type of drag and drop kind of, you know, like it can be very, I don't know, to me it feels very play school, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's a thing, you can grab a free compiler for Flash and you can download a program called Notepad or Notepad++ or Flash Develop or whatever, and you can completely code like you would a C++ program. And that gives you a whole lot more freedom, a whole lot more control, and it becomes, it's not a script, like it's a real programming language, and it feels like you're making an actual product. In Unity, there is no option for that. In Unity, yours...
No. There's the debate part. Here's where we can actually
Yeah.
Unity supports 3 different languages. One's called, one's JavaScript, but it's not JavaScript. It looks exactly like JavaScript, but it's Unity JavaScript, and it runs blazingly fast.
So my point is you have to use their IDE.
You don't. Actually, you can...
My water bottle.
Unity's awesome. There's a lot of opportunity. The developers really like it, and the only problem is the audience hasn't caught up with the appetite of the developers yet. But when we talk about ground floor things, I believe that's definitely something that you want to have your eye on.
Oh, sure.
Give these guys a hand.